Good evening and welcome to all the participants joined in the daily virtual program on work-life balance conducted by Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of Institute of Chartered Accountant of India in association with Heartfulness. We have with us today's resource person Mr. Rajiv Gupta sir and our expert Mr. Deepak Khanduri sir and CA Pradeep Gupta sir from Heartfulness. We welcome you all in this platform. With this, I am introducing our today's resource person Rajiv Gupta sir. He is a versatile individual, blending a background as a heartfulness trainer, brighter mind, and life coach with a distinguished career as an ex-Indian Air Force officer. With a double postgraduate engineering degree, he brings both technical expertise and creativity to life. As a poet and writer, and captures deep insights and emotion. Together, these experiences reflect his commitment to continuous growth, self-discovery, and inspiring others to live with purpose and mindfulness. With this brief introduction, I hand over the session to Rajiv Gupta sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Really grateful to you. And it's my proud privilege to be part of these sessions. This is my fourth session, and I really look forward to it. There's no interaction, but at least look forward to communicate with you all about my thought process, my way of approach towards life. So it's a more of an experiential presentation from my side. So, okay, today, let me just share my presentation. Okay, before we start presentation, as customary, let's do a centering and let's check in this session. It would be nice that if you all can sit together for a couple of minutes. So gently, you can all gently close your eyes. लंबी गहरी सांसें लें और अपने आप को रिलैक्स होता हुआ महसूस करें. अब अपना ध्यान अपने हृदय की तरफ लेकर आए. प्लीज ब्रिंग योर अटेंशन टू योर हार्ट. Connect yourself to the deepest core of your being. The inner God. And pray that may this session becomes fruitful for all of us. May we all learn and grow in life. With this prayerful attitude, we'll just remain in this state for a couple of minutes till I say that's all. That's all. You can gently open your eyes. The screen is. Why is it not sharing the screen? There is some hitch. Let me just try once again. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So now I have a presentation for all of you. This is the picture which is projected. Can you all see this picture and guess what exactly it demonstrates to you? क्या दिखाई देता है इस पे? क्या? What are you feeling? I know it's difficult to really gauge what you really are feeling, but क्या महसूस होता है? A child having a full cake in front, just having absolutely gala time, free to eat, enjoying every bit. I think all of you can guess the kind of joy he is in, the kind of fun he's having. He's really enjoying. So it depicts all in all a true happiness, a true depiction of how one really enjoys to the fullest. And this picture speaks volume. So that is what is my today's topic, happiness. So let me just take what really happiness means. If you really need to define happiness, the experience of joy, contentment, or positive well-being, combined with a sense that one's life is good, meaningful, and worthwhile. This is the definition I have taken from a book, The How Happiness 2007, written by Mrs. Sonja. She is a professor of psychology in University of California. So you can just see each and every word and derive lots of meaning out of it. The experience of joy. And that's the picture which is depicting. The contentment, the kind of satisfaction you can have within that you have achieved whatever you wanted to achieve. That's the thing which is, you feel contented. The positive well-being, because once you are positive, the joy naturally flourishes. Combined with sense that one's life is good. There has to be a sense within that I am living a good life. My life is good, and that gives a lot of joy and happiness. And this is what you can define all in all the happiness, true happiness. Okay, let's go to the next slide. The structure of happiness. Now you may ask the question: what really can happiness have a structure? Because we are talking a very, very intangible concept of happiness, which is a feeling, which is a kind of emotional manifestation. But when we are talking of structure, I think you may have questions to ask. But let's see the structure, how these are the three parts, if I put it that way: 10%, 40%, and 50%. Now, I need you to guess what really these percentages, these slots make a meaning out of these slots. Now, before I go more in detail, I just want to bring out a fact that when you say happiness, happiness is a sinusoidal process. Like in science, we say a sinusoidal process up, and it comes up to the middle level and then goes down, and then again comes up to a particular central point and then again goes up. So it's a sinusoidal process in our life. Sometimes we feel very happy, then it goes up. Sometimes we feel very sad, then we go down, and then again come back to the normal line. So that's a life that we have a sinusoidal pattern of living. So there is a center line, and we will go up, and when we are very happy, when we are very elated, when we are very joyful, we go up the line, and when we are disappointed, unhappy, we go below the threshold line, and that's how the life carries on. So this particular circle which I am going to describe, 10%, 40%, 50%. We in our case, we all, by now I think it must have been covered, that there is a lot of learning which takes place when we are child, when we are children, when we are young. What we learn from society, what we carry from family, that makes a lot of intake in our understanding, in our manifestation. So let's see this particular. There's a 10% is external factors, circumstances of life. That means we derive 10% happiness. If we are supposed to have 100% happiness, the perfect happiness. So the 10% element is from the external factors. It can be finance, it can be health, your job, your all kind of external money, what we derive. You buy a house, property, it contributes only 10%. That's the key. Actually, we spend so much of energy in this domain, external factors, but it contributes only 10%. Now, what is this 40%? The 40% is intentional activities, behaviors, thoughts, and attitudes. This is what is the key, which the way we behave, the way we have the kind of our thought process, the way our attitudes are, this is the 40%. That means if we manage this 40% well, then we can achieve happiness out of this. And this is a very, very key element, because this part is very dynamic. The 40% and 10% they are dynamic in nature, because 10% is also dynamic, the kind of achievement you get from the external factors, and the 40% which you get from intentional activities, where you have the conscious input into your well-being, your behaviors, your thoughts, your attitude, your compassion, love, all those kind of things, all those personality traits, personal qualities, they are the intentional activities. So this 50% is dynamic. That means you can achieve maximum up to 50%. So what is the rest 50%? The rest 50% is set point genetic base. This is what I mentioned in the beginning, that we all learn during our childhood, and we also carry from our previous birth, lot of things which we carry. There is some kind of a genetic pattern which gets developed in you, in all of us, and that 50% of your happiness is governed by this baseline. That once this is what is the thing, that this is where, when I was discussing about the sinusoidal process, this is the baseline. When you go above, then you feel very happy. When you go below this, you feel very sad. So this is the baseline. That means 50% is predisposed. It's a genetic baseline. It is the one which you have learned during the childhood, which has become part of your subconscious and your understanding of happiness. So that is innate in you. It is not dynamic. It is static in nature, I would put it that way. So the 50%, that is 40% intentional activity, and the 10% external factor, that amounts to 50%, and the rest 50% is the genetically predisposed happiness. So this is how the structure of happiness can be defined. So let's go a little more in detail. So now why I projected this picture, because it's very, very important for us that this 40% domain, which we normally ignore, because we focus our maximum energy As we all know that we have life energy, and this life energy is constant. Either you waste it or you utilize it properly. So we 10% of the things which we, the external factors, we give lots and lots of energy into it. So much of pressure we take, so much of attention we give to this 10%. And then we lose sight of the 40%. That is the intentional activity where the behavior, thoughts, and attitudes, which that is in our hand. We don't give much attention to that, and that is the key. So this is what is my presentation is all about, how you increase your happiness. And there are certain suggestive measures which I am going to present to you during the course of my presentation. So let's go to the next slide. And the when we have positive activities turning into habit, that supports happiness. You have the positive mindset, you think positive, and continuously to do that, it becomes a habit. Once you have that positivity within you ingrained, some kind of imprint which you have, then there's a tendency to have natural happiness, because then you will always be in the positive frame of mind even in adverse condition. That's the key aspect of, so positive activities, if you focus positive activities and continue to do, that makes a habit, and that habit will support the happiness. So this is a very very key aspect of our happiness. Now, the factors that increase happiness, I have few factors which I suggest all of you to really look at them seriously and practice them. I am sure if you practice maybe for a month regularly, you can see change in yourself. This is what I'm convinced. So let's see if you can derive some a value out of these points. Expressing gratitude. This is the most powerful thing which, if you learn to express gratitude, the moment you get up, if you are expressing gratitude to God, to the Almighty, to the Master, to the God within, and for everything which you have in life, you can you can be grateful to the Mother Earth where you stand. You can be grateful to the water you are drinking, because it's enabling you to survive. You can be grateful to the food which is being served on your plate, to the person who is cooking, to the people, those who are cultivating and growing those vegetables and the grains. So there is endless way you can be grateful. You can offer gratitude to the air you breathe. You can offer gratitude to the sun, to the sun who's making life possible. There is endless. Once you are walking on a street, you can be grateful to the trees. You can be grateful to the road, the road which has been constructed for you to walk on. So there is endless way you cultivate the habit of being grateful. Offer gratitude. Gratitude is not thanks. It's basically the selfless way with lots of love, with lots of emotions. When you offer gratitude, it empowers you tremendously. I can guarantee you this. This is one of the things, and I also suggest that we should make a gratitude journal. If you can make a gratitude journal where we make a note of it, that how, for what I am grateful for. Every day you can make a mention of one or two things which you are grateful for. Just start writing every day. Maybe you can see after a month, you can see change in yourself. So this is the very, very key attribute. When it softens your heart, it really makes you happy. So expressing gratitude is a very, very powerful a tool or attitude for us to be happy. The second is the cultivating optimism. We are very pessimistic. Why we are pessimistic? Because either we are afraid of, we are fearful of future, or we have past traumatic experiences which does not allow to think optimally. We are very, very scared of taking clear-cut decisions because we are scared. And this kind of scare will lead you to pessimism. Should I do this or should I do that? some kind of thing, there is a lot of dilemma in you, a lot of energy you waste in doing that. So rather than being pessimistic, you be optimistic. Cultivate optimistic. Take a decision, move forward, rather than having inputs from your biases and prejudices which have been developed because of your past experiences and because of your future fears. So leave that, be in the present, take the optimistic decision, take the optimistic approach up to life. Cultivating this will keep you in the present moment. And that present moment is the real life which we need to live. So cultivating optimism is very key to happiness, because otherwise we'll be wasting a lot of energy either in the past or in the future. So let's focus our energy in the present by being optimistic. Avoiding overthinking and social comparison. So this is another thing which we tend to do a lot of overthinking. And overthinking means we just get into the nested thinking. One thought comes, we just get into this and we start worrying about it. If this happens, then what happens? So we develop that kind of approach. So the nature of mind is to think. Unfortunately, we all try to control the mind from that viewpoint of view. Let the mind wander. Wandering itself, we have a default mode network. It keeps wandering. Doesn't matter. But once you indulge into it, and once you develop the kind of thinking again and again on the subject, then you will get into the loop. And when you, if this happens, what will happen to this? So it's very critical that we avoid overthinking and social comparison. You be what you are. It's because you are unique. All of us are unique. Everyone is best in his own capacity, in his own or her own capacity and capability. So there is no need for us to socially compare, because these are all the hurdles for happiness. If we need to be happy, we have to consciously put efforts towards this. And then practicing acts of kindness. This is a very, very obvious thing, that if we be kind, these are all the attributes of heart, actually. What we call the kind of they make your heart so light, so tender, and more it becomes, you become very, very joyful, cheerful, because that is what gives you happiness. So practicing acts of kindness, you just make a decision that at least every day I'll do one act of kindness or two acts of kindness. You can teach your children to do that, because from the beginning, if you can teach them that you have to be kind to others in whichever way possible, let them find out how they need to be kind, or we need to be kind. So practicing act of kindness. Nurturing relationships, this is also very, very critical, because if we nurture relationship, because what we do, what we behave, what we interact with people, it really radiates, that the environment changes because of that. So if we have a very, very good relationship, if we are nurturing relationship well, then it sends out a lot of positivity around, and the confidence building is there, and there is very good learning by the others, your children. For example, what we are talking about, the 50%, the baseline of happiness, it is driven because initial 7 years are the building blocks for a child. So if you have a very good relationship, it sends out positivity all around, and it is a very, very key element for happiness. Then developing strategies for coping. Now, coping, when I say that, when you have a difficult situation in life, when you are facing a challenging situation, then you should have plans for how to cope up with that. In my earlier presentation, I had told very clearly that there are two aspects of coping up with this. We all have problems in life, and the problems are inevitable. Even gods. So you can name anyone, whether Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, or Christ, or Muhammad Saab, or any name, any god you name. Everybody had challenges in life. Nobody was free from challenges. But the challenge when the difficulties come, they create pain. Indeed, they create pain. But what is the worst when it gets converted into suffering. The pain is inevitable, but the suffering is in control of us. So if we react positively to the pain, then you reduce suffering. But if you are reacting negatively to the pain, then you are increasing suffering. So your reaction to the pain is in your control, in our control. So it is important for us to develop that strategy that I would not react negatively. I would be positive, even if I am painful. I will be friend with this pain, because that is what the reaction is in your control. If you are positive when you are in pain, then you can very well strategize all your troubled times, and you will see that the suffering will be minimized. So we all need to do that. Learning to forgive, it's a very key element, that if you don't forgive, whom you are punishing. Whom are we punishing? We are punishing ourselves, because that kind of heaviness we carry inside. We carry that grudge inside, and you are punishing. And once you have that heaviness, you radiate heaviness. Everybody gets affected. So it's up to us to look after ourselves. If you forgive, you feel lighter. This is a very simple principle of happiness. So you need to learn to forgive people, irrespective of whatever. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Learning, it's not only important to forgive others, we need to forgive ourselves, because carrying guilt is the biggest problems which we can face. So this is another thing which is there. And there are a few more points which are there. Doing more activities that truly engage you. You should do what really engages you, and then you put your heart and soul into it. When it engages you, it gives you satisfaction, it gives you contentment. Then you channelize your energy. It gives you a lot of peace and happiness. So which truly engages you. That is what you need to understand, what actually engages you the most. And you just focus your energy into that, which certainly gives you in return lots of happiness. Savoring life's joys. All of us have a lot of desires in life. If I get a car of Maruti 800, then I aim for, let's say, a bigger car. And then if I get that car, then I aim for even bigger or something else. So there is endless desire. We do not cherish what we have. So chota, whatever we are having in life, we should savor that. This is very important. Cherish them. Love them, whatever we have, not that whatever we want. Whatever, every moment, every step we cherish. These all have neurological connotation. When we start savoring life's joys, there is a neural pathways which gets created, new neural pathways which get created. And then you start drawing that kind of happiness, because you are storing those moments of joy and happiness in your brain. And that more and more you store, you remain joyful. So these are all very important. Rather than cursing for not having something, it is important to be joyful for what you have. So savoring the joyful moments of life. Committing to your goals. We all need to set goals in our lives, because the goals can be short-term goals. Let's say for 1 year. It could be long-term goal of 1 year or 6 months, whatever you may take. It could be three years mid-term goal. It could be 10 years long-term goal. So there should be, we all can set a goal and then commit for that. We can have maybe weekly goal, monthly goal, whatever it is there. You can just set that and commit to that. Because once you commit to that and you achieve that, the kind of satisfaction, the kind of happiness we derive is unbeatable. Any target which you take and you are able to achieve. First of all, if you take a very difficult target to achieve, it may be very, very challenging for all of us to achieve that. So we can break down that target into smaller ones and achieve smaller steps and enjoy that achievement. It will certainly helps all of us to feel joy, the happiness. So this is what is, once we commit to goal, we achieve that, and once we achieve that, then we feel happy. Taking care of your body, this is another very important. In my one of the lectures earlier, I had the talks earlier, I told that the body is an instrument, the godly instruments gifted to we beings, human beings. If we don't look after the body, because the body is carrying the soul inside, the life force inside. So we need to take care of our body. We need to really, be grateful to the body, because it's carrying the soul, it's carrying the life force. Develop the attitude of feeling grateful to the body, to keep your body healthy, to keep your body well nurtured, well nourished. If you are doing that, it creates happiness, natural flow of happiness. Then you can do maybe through there are a lot of hormonal secretion, the happy hormones which get secreted when we look after the body well. So these are all connected. These are all not only from the subtle point of view, there are scientific backing to all these points. Because if you take care of your body, there are the mind, the brain, it functions properly, it secretes proper hormones, it gives those kind of happiness hormones inside, and you feel happy about it. And the last but not the least, practicing spirituality. This is the most potent tool for happiness, joy, bliss. And we are all from Heartfulness Institute. We have been conducting several sessions for all of you to teach you, to tell you how important spirituality is. The spirituality, more and more you focus on that, then you see for yourself that how much you can derive out of it. Unfortunately, we have centered all our life towards our physical plane, and we leave the spirituality way behind. And that's where our life is in turmoil, in spiral. So please, we all need to balance our life between your physical realm and the spiritual realm. So practicing spirituality start giving you inner poise, inner peace, inner joy, the inner contentment, and it allows you to know your true nature. You are the conscious being, you are the consciousness. So all these kind of awareness, it removes the unawareness, the ignorance. So that is only possible through spirituality, and all psychological troubles can be removed if you truly follow spirituality. Because once you know your true nature, then all the problems vanish. And that is where we need to focus more and more on this. This is the most important aspect which I have put at the last, that the practicing spirituality. I think all of them are in the realm of emotional intelligence. See, we all talk a lot about intelligence, IQ, but we hardly, nowadays we are talking about it, but all these points which I have listed, they are all pertinent when it comes to the emotional intelligence. So we need to grow. We need to nurture our children. We need to nurture our families in developing more and more emotional intelligence. If you are emotionally very sound, naturally we'll be happy. But unfortunately, if you don't focus attention, it has to be inculcated at every stage of our upbringing. That how we make ourselves emotionally strong, how we make ourselves emotionally intelligent, and that is what is the key in all of us to be happy. So I think that is what is there. High IQ does not guarantee happiness. That is for sure. And this is all from me today. And I wish and pray that all of you be happy. And these are the few points which I thought I'll flash it to all of you. And if we can start practicing even a bit, I think my purpose of presenting all these points will be served. And I'm really grateful to all of you for listening to me. And hopefully, you will derive some insight out of these points. Thank you very much for joining for this presentation. Now, we will get into the practice part. Okay, so what last time I had done as a customary, what we have been doing a relaxation followed by meditation. But last time I did fear detox. If you all recollect, I did the fear detox followed by meditation. In heartfulness practice, if you see and if you have heartfulness app or any book, if you take from heartfulness, there are a lot of things which are prescribed in heartfulness where you can utilize for your well-being. And like, for example, fear detox, anger detox. There are many detox techniques which are there, which you can utilize, and it will certainly help you to calm yourself down, to be on right track of your life. So today, what I intend doing that I'll do that anger detox. It's a brief this thing, anger detox, and followed by meditation. So these are the techniques which we discuss here. You can just understand that, and you can do it at your own pace, at your own time. When you feel that your anger is troubling you, and it has caused pain inside you, then you can do that this kind of detox. Simple way, and they are all prescribed and given in the Heartfulness app. I'm sure all of you must have downloaded Heartfulness app on Android as well as iOS platform. It's available free of cost, where you can utilize them for your daily meditation practice and all kinds of tools which are available in this app. So let's do that. I think all of us are ready to do that. Hopefully, you will get it right, and you can practice later also. So we'll do it for shorter time and then followed by meditation. So let's do it. I think the time left is okay, fair enough. I think we should be able to wind up on time. Okay, let's gently close our eyes. We'll do the anger detox. All of us know the reason for being what are the ill effects of being angry. So once that effect grips you, you feel that you are angry and your inside is not calm, then you can do this detox. You can gently close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. लंबी गहरी सांसें लें. अपने को रिलैक्स होता हुआ महसूस करें. अब ये विचार लें कि आप we all are immersed in ocean of peace. शांति के सागर में हम समाये हुए हैं. Ocean of peace. Feel the waves of the sea, of the ocean. महसूस करें इस शांति के सागर की लहरों को आपको स्पर्श कर रही हैं. You are immersed in ocean of peace. Feel the waves As these waves are passing through you, all your coverings are getting removed. All the effects of anger are getting removed. You are immersed in the ocean of peace. Continue to feel it. ऐसा महसूस करें कि आप इस शांति के सागर में पूरी तरह से समाये हुए हैं और इस सागर की लहरें आपको सुकून पहुंचा रही हैं। और जैसे जैसे ये लहरें आपको स्पर्श करते हुए जा रही हैं, आपकी सारी परतों को, कवरिंग्स को रिमूव कर रही हैं। सारी इफेक्ट्स ऑफ एंगर सब रिमूव हो रहे हैं और आप शांति का अनुभव कर रहे हैं। You can do this as long as you wish to, but not more than 30 minutes. But today we will do it briefly because of paucity of time. Now you feel very peaceful. We'll conclude this anger detox process. Now we'll meditate. Gently bring your attention to your heart. Take a thought. That divine light is present in your heart. Godly light is present in your heart. We'll meditate with devotion, love, as much as we can. And if thoughts disturb you, they come. Just don't worry about them. Let them come, let them go. The nature of mind is to think. Allow the mind to think. Don't entertain them. When you remember that your mind is drifting, just gently bring your attention back to your heart. Remain with this thought in a very prayerful state, with lots of love. Let's start meditation. Please start meditation and continue till I say that's all. That's all. बस कीजिए. Okay, thank you very much. Uh, Thank you for
Sir,
joining.
hello.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have shared few questions in the chat box.
Yeah, please. Question number one, is happiness really a choice or does it depend on circumstances? Can people still be happy if life is hard? Oh, very, very good question. Um, See, as I was mentioning that story of Lord Buddha, in my earlier presentation, I had said that somebody asked him, one of the disciples asked him, that what is the reason for suffering? Why do we all suffer in life? If we follow spiritual practice, if we follow godly pursuit, if we keep doing good things in life, still we suffer. So, you know what Lord Buddha said to him? That we human beings are hit by two arrows. And the first arrow is the circumstances, the situations, the things which are not in our control, the external factors. What he said that the first arrow is not in control of even God. God also cannot escape the first arrow. That's how I mentioned in my presentation that gods have also suffered in their lives. If you can read, all those important literatures, you can see that they have suffered in life. They have gone through the pains. I would say they have gone through the pains in life. The first row is not in control of anyone. He mentioned that the second arrow, we are in control of the second arrow. The disciple asked, what is this second arrow? He mentioned that the second arrow is the reaction to the first arrow. That is in our control. And the first arrow creates pain. And if the second arrow is the cause of suffering. So if you can take control of your reactions and responses to the pain, then you can control your suffering. So your first question, the happiness really a choice or does it depend on circumstances? Now, happiness, as far as the circumstances are concerned, they are not in our control. But if you react positively, then you can reduce your suffering, you can reduce your sorrow, and that amounts to kind of happiness in return. Because if lesser sorrow means that at least you are closer to the happiness. I'll cite an example. A few months back, or rather, nearly around a year back, I felt very sick. And I do not know what was the reason. I mean, my lower part of the body became very weak. And I was not able to walk. And my all tests were done, all neurologically. I mean, all entire body was, all scans were done, MRI scans and all sorts of tests. I don't know. I suffered almost around 4 5 months or so. And I don't know. I do not know. With God's grace, I was healed. I don't know what was the reason, which we can discuss it later. But what I did during the entire course of time, I was in pain, but I was trying my level best to control my reactions. I even used to thank God. God, whatever is happening, probably it is happening good for me. Probably, kya? I was certain that it is happening good for me. I started sending positive message to myself, not reacting negative, not cribbing that why am I having this pain. My family members, I did not show my pain to my family members, but I was in pain. But just because I maintained my reactions so calmly, I did a lot of conscious effort to react in a very, very calm manner. That was in my control. I was still thanking God. I was still thanking my God within. I was still thanking the Master within, whatever state I was in. And you won't believe that I was in a state of peace within, despite having pain. So your circumstances are not in your control, but you definitely have control over your reactions. So the choice is your reaction. That is what is the real cause of happiness or sorrow. So please take control of your reactions and responses. That is the key. The second question is it possible to really happy when you only have yourself in your life? Is it possible to be really happy when you only have yourself in your life? If I understand the question clearly, that means if you are alone in life, that's what I feel is the question. If you are alone in your life, so see the point is very clear. You are not alone. It's your if you look at from physical point of view, is the physical entity what you and me we are. I'm a physical manifestation of being. Then I can consider that I am alone in the physical realm. But if you are in a spiritual no, realm, then you are in company of God. You are in company of yourself. That the power within, that the source within. You can never be alone. And once you are not alone, and when you have the real connect to yourself through the meditation practice, particularly heartfulness way of practice, when you connect to your source within, then you derive all kinds of joy and bliss. You can be still happy being alone. So it's not necessary that if you're alone, you cannot be happy. You can certainly be happy provided you follow a right path, provided you follow a right spiritual practice, connect to yourself. Once you connect to yourself, in fact, you are connected to everyone. So you can be as an individual alone in a physical realm, but if you are a spiritual person, everybody is yours. So you have to understand very clearly that to find a solution to this, you need to adopt to a spiritual practice. Then you start understanding that what really means to be in company of your source within. And once you are in company of your source within, then you are in company with everyone else. So that will be very limited perspective. You say that if you're alone, you cannot be happy. You can certainly be happy if you really follow the spiritual practice properly, connect to yourself. I think I hope I have answered the questions, hopefully. And thank you very much. I don't see any more questions. These were the two questions. And I really thank you very much for all of you to join online and good to really be part of this forum. My heartful gratitude to all of you, to the organizers, to all team members. Thank you very much and bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the time. And thanks to all the participants who have joined the session. And also thanks to our experts for being with us throughout the session. With this, we are concluding the session. Thank you all.